This World Cup, Kylian Mbappe has proved that he is the best player in the world. Not just saying that because he scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final and being the only third person to do that, but the way he plays the game at the moment is just showing that he's on a complete another planet to everybody else. Let me know in the comments if you do agree with this view, but hopefully by the end of this video you'll see the light of how good Kylian Mbappe is. He turned that World Cup on its absolute head, with the World Cup final on its absolute head the other morning for us here in Australia. But you could just see the minute he gets the ball, you know what he's going to do, but you can't stop him. The amount of times he picks the ball up and he starts driving towards the opposition box, it doesn't matter how many defenders come over to try and stop him, he just finds a way to get shots away or finds ways to beat players. His raw pace is just unrivaled. I don't think any defender in the world is able to keep up with him. He just can absolutely accelerate past. His control when he's moving at those top speeds is absolutely phenomenal as well. He's able to shift his body weight. He's able to maneuver the ball to whatever position he wants, really. He just does exactly what he wants on the football pitch. He's only just turned 24 just after the final as well, and he's already won one World Cup as a young man, and he has so many years ahead of him with this French team that is very, very strong. But it's not even the fact that he scores a hat-trick, it's the moments that he puts himself into and what he can do moving out of those moments as well. He steps up. You know, Griezmann is the penalty taker for France and has been for so long. He steps up and slots the first one, although Martinez maybe got it. We did get a hand to it, but could have saved it potentially. But the second goal is the one for me. He's so involved in that build-up play. He's able to use his head. He's able to then spin. He's able to then track the ball, and he hits the ball like an absolute missile into the bottom corner. Again, Martinez somehow gets a finger on that ball, but Mbappe, that shot was clocked as the hardest struck ball in the World Cup, and it's pure technique to be able to watch the ball over your shoulder, to be able to direct it down, keep it down, and put it on target, and to ultimately score from it is absolutely phenomenal. Not many players in world history would be able to replicate that moment, and for such a young man to be able to take on such pressure, not just from an international level but also at a club level for PSG in the last 4 years, shows his absolute quality. And I think we haven't fully appreciated Kylian Mbappe's ability to be one of the world's best because of where he plays, and he plays obviously in a very strong PSG side, and I think it's time for him to potentially start looking elsewhere in order for him to build that legacy. I think he struggles on a global perspective to really shine because no one really in the predominant football watching population watch French football, and the only times we get to watch Mbappe regularly play is through the Champions League. And obviously PSG have had their struggles. If they'd won that Champions League final against Bayern Munich a few years ago, we would be saying some very different things about Kylian Mbappe probably. But the fact that he's turned 2 World Cups on their heads before the age of 24 is just phenomenal, and it shows the talent. It's very reminiscent of Pele's story, I think, and he's definitely got the potential to walk away with 2 or 3 World Cups to his name, which is very, very exciting. I'm very excited to see what we can get from Kylian Mbappe moving forward. He's probably got 3 more World Cups still in him, and probably the next 2 are going to be in his absolute prime. I'm very, very excited to see what Kylian Mbappe can do. Will he end up at Real Madrid? Will he end up in the Premier League? Does Man City, they probably don't go after him, but Liverpool, you never know. I'm being a bit hopeful there that Mbappe might come to Liverpool, but I think he's in a position now where he's done some absolutely fantastic work. He's been a very great servant to PSG, but it's time for him to branch out and be able to try and experience some football in some different countries, but also give himself that opportunity to build that global market and capitalise on the eyes that he's had on him from the global perspective. So let me know in the comments if you agree with what I've said. If you've got any different thoughts, get them down there as well, and I'll see you guys very, very shortly for some more football videos.